Namaste. I'm Deepthi Dore, a corporate lawyer by profession and a passionate student of Bharatanatyam. I'm presenting my thoughts on the topic titled Risk Management of a Professional Bharatanatyam Dancer located in Pune, which I had presented while pursuing my Masters in Bharatanatyam from Tirak Maharashtra Vidyapith. I am thankful and fortunate to be mentored by my guru, Dr. Parimal Phadke and Sai Shetty in this wonderful journey of dance and this research. I am also thankful to Nritya Yatri and Meghna Sabde ma'am for making me part of this Sampratnya series. I am sure this knowledge sharing series would be immensely useful to the dance community. Generally, in the Gurukul method or the syllabus of Bharatanatyam professional degrees, the subjects like legal or finance are often being ignored, and hence, here is an humble attempt to identify the risks of a professional Bharatanatyam dancer and how he or she can mitigate them. When we say practicing doctor, company secretary, or a lawyer or a chartered accountant, these have a definitions under the respective statutes. But who could be termed as a professional Bharatanatyam dancer? For the purposes of my research, I have assumed certain parameters. These are a person who dedicates whole time or majority of his time in performing Bharatanatyam as profession either in India or abroad, whose mainstream income is from shows, programs, and there is no allied income greater than the income from shows, programs through allied jobs like teaching or any other allied income. Income and expenses are generally confidential and hence not in the public domain. And that's why I've taken general understandings based on observations. Another parameter is there is no spousal or parental strong financial support to the professional Bharatanatyam dancer, and he or she is the sole or supporting bread earner for the family. Now, why these assumptions? The reason being, if the income of the Bharatanatyam professional is merely an additional income, then the risk can be very negligible or low. Or if his or her spouse is a salaried person, then the company do provide insurance coverage for such spouse. And hence again the risk becomes very negligible or low. Now let us understand what is risk management. It is always said prevention is better than cure. In the world of legal and finance, the risk management refers to the practice of identifying the risks, analyzing the risks in advance, and taking precautionary steps to reduce or mitigate the risks. Risks can be divided into various like legal, finance, operational, human resource, personal, or information security. Now, what are the steps in risk management? So, the steps are identifying the risk, analyzing the risk, preparing a risk response plan to mitigate, and it is also called as risk planning and risk monitoring and control. Now, what can be the risks associated to a professional Bharatanatyam dancer? Risk is of paramount importance to a professional. So, we always say higher the risk, higher the reward. So, being an entrepreneur, a dancer must identify, evaluate, and manage various types of risks which he can be exposed to and which can have an adverse impact if occurred. So, such risks, example, can be health risk. So, injury, sickness, disability, or even death. Property or income. So, it can be either loss of income, loss or damage to the property owned by the professional dancer, and so on. Or it can be a professional liability. So, or a liability arising from a third party, or infringements of copyrights or being sued for the same. So, now what are the effects of such risks? So, in case of, say, for example, health risk, it hampers directly the professional journey. Now, like pandemic saw the loss of health by many professionals. Loss of property or current or future income is also one of the effects of the risks. So, COVID 19 saw loss of income due to lockdowns, loss of wealth due to hospitalizations of the family members. There can also be intellectual property infringement can lead to loss of reputation and professional opportunities. And therefore, an important step is also risk control, avoidance of risk, and planning of risk. So, example, how much hours of practice and performance a dancer should put into. Are those fine with the age, injury, fitness, and mental health? Whether the practice hall or stage is good to perform. Whether are you allocating healing time to injuries? Because tomorrow this can lead to greater insurance coverage because of the existing illnesses or surgeries. Whether he or she avoids habits like smoking, liquor, weed consumption, which can have direct impact on not only the physical or mental health but also on the insurance policies, if any. So now we come to the important questions around insurance, financial planning, and legal contracts, which every dancer should identify and answer them. So whether you have health insurance or whether are you adequately covered for surgery, maternity, personal accident, disability, or critical illness, are you covered yourself from any professional liability which can arise? Have you secured your future income and have you done the financial planning for your family and for your near and dear ones? Do you opt for travel insurance while traveling for shows and while performing outstations? Have you executed the contract for the terms and conditions of the performance or shows which you are performing? Do you have the legal contracts for recording of the performance and any intellectual property rights like copyrights attached to it? So, these are the important questions which every dancer must answer to themselves and take actions accordingly. And frequently monitoring the risk management periodically is also an important step of risk management. So, finally, I'm concluding this short presentation, which is always said that if you don't invest in risk management, it doesn't matter what business you are in because it's a risky business or a profession. Thank you.